Girls Can Read. Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome to another video. And in today's video I'm bringing you a book haul. I know there's another one already, woohoo! Because I'm obsessed with books and I have a problem, but I just can't help myself. So I've got like 3 sections of this haul. I've got some library books that I want to share with you so that you can be updated on the library books that I've got out at the moment. And then I've got some books that my best friend Leon's mum gave me, as his dad works at this like book place, so they get like loads of books. And I asked if I could have them and they were like, yeah, that's fine. So I've got loads of books from them to share with you. And then I've also got some books that I purchased to share as well. So first of all, I'm just going to start with the library books. So the first library book that I have is How Not to Disappear by Claire Furniss, and this is a young adult contemporary, and I saw this in the library when I walked in there and I was like, oh my god, that's on the table in Waterstones. So it's obviously like a 2016 release, but I'm excited that the library had it, so that saves me from actually purchasing it myself. But I'm looking forward to reading this, and there's a quote from Lisa Williamson, the author of The Art of Being Normal, on the front, so yeah. I then have Amber Smoke by Kristen Cast. This is book 1 of the Escaped series, I'm guessing. So this is like a paranormal sort of book, and I know they did the Marked series, the House of Night series I think is actually called, and I do kind of like really enjoy those sort of books. And I'm actually kind of in the mood for something paranormal lately, so I might go into reading some vampire books for the month of November, because now it's like getting towards Halloween, October. I've already got a couple of books planned for October, but moving on towards November I kind of want to get into like the vampire books, and then December's going to be like obviously like the Christmassy books if possible. So yeah, and then the next book I've got is a chick lit novel. It's a book by Cecilia Ahern, and this is How to Fall in Love, and obviously it's a chick lit novel, and I'm feeling like this is hopefully going to be like a ball of fluff, a bit like Love Rosie, which I adored by this author. It's one of my favourite books, one of my favourite movies as well. So I'm really excited to give this one a read. And the final book that I have of the library books is The Gift by Alison Croggon. This is the first book of Pellinor. It is a fantasy novel, it's quite hunky and chunky, but I picked it up because I do have book 2 in this, so I thought, you know what, I will give this a read, but I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, and I've had it out of the library for a couple of months now, so I do need to get around to reading it soon. So now I'm going to move on to the bag of books that Leon's mum gave me. I first of all have 2 editions of Three Dark Crowns. She had the finished copies, but she ended up keeping, I think, the red one, which had like roses on it. But these are the 2, and that is what they show on the back there. And just like, oh, that's so cool, and it's pretty awesome. So it says on the back here, 3 covers, 1 book, choose your queen. I did say this to Leon's mum. I was like, they're just 3 different covers. It is the same story, so if you're just going to read it once, then you can just pick the one. So she gave me these 2 copies, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. So I'll probably give it a read, and then I'll assess from there like which queen I will go with, which one I would choose. I like the snake, it kind of reminds me of Slytherin in Harry Potter, and this fire reminds me of Gryffindor, so I kind of go like the Slytherin and the Gryffindor ones here, but I don't know, but these are really cool covers. It's nice to have the finished editions because I've only got like the proof copy that I haven't got around to reading yet, but these are gorgeous, and when I saw these finished copies I was like, oh my god. Next book that I picked up is The Lie Tree by Frances Hardinge, I don't know how her surname is pronounced, so I'm sorry for butchering your name, but this I've heard like really good things about. There's a quote from Patrick Ness on the front, and it's won the Costa Book of the Year 2015, so it won it last year. I just had like really good and interesting things about it. A lot of people were raving about it actually this year as well, saying how good it was. So you know what, I feel like, you know, if everybody's saying that it's really good, that it's one of those books you just want to give a try and give a read. So hopefully when I get around to reading this I will enjoy it. This next book is a finished copy for my collection. I can then get rid of my art copy because I had the art copy and it just didn't have like obviously the finished cover on it. So I kept that. I was just like, I don't want to spend money on getting the finished copy. I'm really funny about that. And she had the finished copy of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas, and it feels so silky and nice. It's so nice to have the finished copy of this now. So I'll be getting rid of my ARC, and I should hopefully be giving that away pretty soon, so keep your eye out for that. But I'm just really happy I got this one. These next two books I'm really super excited that I have. Leon's mum said that she read the first book, but she doesn't really have an interest to continue on with it. And so I've got A Darker Shade of Magic and I've got A Gathering of Shadows, both by Victoria Schwab. So obviously fantasy books. I've heard good things about this on BookTube, so I'm looking forward to giving these ones a try, and I'm super excited. This next book is actually the third book in a series, but I believe I own the first book, Trial by Fire, but it's got its name changed now to I Am a Witch and Witches Burn. Second book is Witches Do Not Die Quietly, so this one is If You Fail You Burn. When they all go together, they've kind of formed this picture, which is pretty cool. Like 1, 2 and 3, so that's nice. So I'll probably like end up getting like the other two covers, but this I think was the only copy she had, so she only had the third book, but that means that I can get like the first and the second book and then read it through on towards this one. But I heard really good things about the first book. Again, it's a paranormally series, so it'll be perfect for November. This next book is a sequel, and this is Darkness Follows by L.A. Weatherly. This is the sequel to Broken Sky, which I have and I own. And then there's also Black Moon, and I'll just show you on the back here, it will just show those covers there. So I own this one. I'm assuming this is like the third book, but this is obviously a continuation on towards it. But she is the author of the Angel trilogy, and I read the first book, Angel, and I do need to continue on with that. I did really enjoy her first book actually, so it'll be interesting to see what her other series is going to be like. So yeah, I'm grateful that I've got the second book now so I can continue on with this. I have then got Night Study by Maria V. Snyder, and this is in a series that is really well loved. I do own like the other books that are in this series as well, which is great. And yeah, I'm really grateful that she had like the I think this is like the latest one, so it'll be good to marathon all these books. I then got The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the sequel to The Raven Boys, which I did start reading a fair few months ago. I do need to continue on with that at some point, but now that I got the second book, there's no excuse for me not to continue on with it. I might have to start from the beginning again because it's been months since I did start it, but I'm so glad that I got this now. It's a really well loved series, and just lots of people love it so much, and I do want to give it a read, so hopefully I do enjoy it. I then got Fire by Kristen Kershaw, which is like a fantasy novel. I love the cover to this book. It's absolutely just sounds really great. And yeah, I'm super excited to give this book a read. I then got The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. I'm sorry, I'm useless, but look, it's got orange pages. This is cool. And I recognised the cover as soon as Katie was like, oh, this is like your sort of book, right? And I was like, yes, it is my sort of book. And it sounds really cool, and hopefully I do enjoy it. These last few books were kind of like thrown upon me. They were like the latest books that she had read, and she was like, I just read these, you might like them. So this is a book that's in a series, and this one is And the End of Olympus by Kate O'Hearn. So it's a series that's like Pegasus, the flying horse. I mean, I love the flying horse Pegasus from Hercules, the Disney version, so who knows, but so they've got like various other books that are in this series as well that's here, but there's no excuse for me not to start this series, like especially if it's like sort of like Olympic. Oh my god, it just, yeah. She then gave me Scarlet Widow by Graham Masterson, and I can't remember, I don't think I know what this one is about actually. So it says here, they said the killings were the work of Satan, but Beatrice Scarlett, the apothecary's daughter, detects the hands of men. So it sounds quite interesting, sounds different, and it sounds like a good read. I've then got Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is obviously like the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. The movie cover, I believe, so it's based on the motion picture. And it's got like several images throughout it actually, which is pretty cool. I'll just give like a quick flick of that right there. So that's pretty cool. It's like a story retelling, so if there's ever a time when like there's a theme to read a story retelling or a storytelling, or like, you know, one of those sort of things, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna read this one. And then another sort of like Alice in Wonderland based book is this one, but she did tell me it is very, very adult. So this is called Alice by Christina Henry, and she said it's just a very, very graphic version of Alice in Wonderland pretty much. And I was just like, wow, okay, sounds like my sort of thing. And this last one is called The Shadow Keeper by Abby Elphinstone. And it says on the front, there's a quote by someone that it reminded them of the very best of the Harry Potter books. So obviously, because I love Harry Potter, it makes me want to give it a try. It says it's thrillingly wild adventure, bold, breathless and beautifully told. So I might give it a try, see what I think. Obviously I'm not going to hold like expectations of like, oh my god, this must be as good as Harry Potter. I'll just treat it like its own story. Just like, you know, with the Magisterium, the Iron Trial, that first book, and everyone was like, oh my god, such a rip-off of Harry Potter, but it wasn't. It had like elements of magic in it, and like best friends and wizards, so it had like those sort of things in, but it wasn't quite it. So yeah, so I look forward to giving this one a read. So now I'm going to move on to the last books I had, and these are all purchases of mine. A couple of them are pre-orders, but first of all I'll start with the purchases, which I got on Thursday, and this was because of Zoella's book club books were announced, so I went in there, they were all there, so I selected the ones that I hadn't read yet or that I don't own already, and there were 4 there. So I picked up If I Was Your Girl, and this is by Meredith Russo, and I love this cover. It's so silvery and reflective, and there's a quote on the front by Jennifer Niven, who is one of my favourite authors because she wrote All the Bright Places, which is one of my favourite books, and Holding Up the Universe, her new debut, which is also fantastic as well. So there's a quote from Jennifer Niven, and it just inspires me more to read it, and I'm going to be pretty much reading this next anyway, hence the bookmark in the book. So I'm really, really looking forward to giving this one a try because it's like a transgender sort of book, and it sounds pretty cool. The next book that I picked up is Perfect for Halloween. This one is Frozen Charlotte, and it's by Alex Bell. On the front it says, we're waiting for you to come and play, and it's kind of based around like creepy dolls, and it's just definitely the thing that I want to be starting around Halloween, so this is going to be read pretty soon. I then picked up The 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. This is the sequel to Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which is a Christmassy sort of novel, and it's the sequel to it. I want to know what happens next. I know the first bit was like really, really cute and fluffy, so I do want to get round to reading this, and it's a really, really short read as well, so it shouldn't take me long. So I'll probably get round to reading this near towards like the Christmas period, but I'm super excited all the same. And then the final book is The One We Fell in Love With by Paige Toon, and there's a quote from Giovanna Fletcher, who's Tom Fletcher's wife, and she's a chick lit author as well. If you don't know who Tom is, he is a band member of McFly, and I just love watching their videos. They are so cute, the kids are cute, and yeah, so this one sounds really cute. It's got like 3 girls, and there's like 1 guy that's like between them all, and I believe that Pip from Pippity Pop, oh my god, I'm so sorry Pip, but she actually designed the cover of this edition, so I just want people to just go give her some love. She is awesome because it's a beautiful cover. Now on to my last 2 books, which are going to be my pre-orders. The first of which is The Boy Is Back by Meg Cabot. Now she is one of my all-time favourite authors. She wrote the Princess Diary series, the Mediator series. the Airhead trilogy. She's written so many books. She's so awesome, and this is her adult new chiclety novel. Sounds so good, and it's basically sort of about this guy who's like an ex. So obviously the boy's back, the ex is back. It just sounds like it's going to be really, really fun, and it's told like in sort of like instant messenger formats. And it just seems like pretty cool, and it's floppy, guys. It's floppy. It's so floppy. I love floppy paperbacks, as you all know, and I'm super excited. Look at Meg Cabot. She's so pretty. Look at her right there. She's awesome. So yeah, I'm really, really super excited to give this one a read. The final pre-order is Gemina, and this is by Amy Kaufman and Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner did a different series, but this is Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a sequel to Illuminae, and I really loved and enjoyed and adored the first book, Illuminae. It's written in so many different like context ways and texts, in instant messenger, in letters, so many different formats that it might take you a while to sort of get used to that sort of way. But obviously this is a sequel, so it's going to be the same. And yes, it is written the same. That is so cool. And it's blue, guys. It's blue. It's electric blue, my favourite colour. And I'm so excited to get around to reading the sequel. I'm so glad it's in my hands now. I am so excited. So I've got a latecomer. This is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and this got sent to me by Penguin Random House, and this is like a new edition of it because it has sold like over 300,000 copies. So this is going to be the new cover. So if you're a massive fan of this book, this is what the new cover is going to look like. It's the new sort of vintage classics look. So that's like what the spine is, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I love the fact that the font is actually a bit larger than in the other edition, which is quite nice as well. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to keep this one because it's the newer edition and read from this one because I haven't yet read it yet, but I've heard really, really great things about it and I'm super excited. So massive thank you to Penguin Random House for sending this to me. I look forward to giving it a read and hopefully a review for you all. Mwah. I don't know why I'm attempting to hold all of these for you, but there you go. Mwah. They're all the books that aren't the Lover books as well. So those are just like the physical books that I've got. Do not fall over. That I've shared with you today. If you have read any of these, please do let me know down in the comments below what you thought about them. If there's a particular book that you would like me to read and review, then do say it as well. But also if there's one that you haven't heard about or that's on your TBR that you haven't got around to reading yet, let me know about that as well and we can start a discussion on it. But thank you very much for watching my video as always, guys. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!